being ready to go to heaven. God's been good to every one of us. He lets, when you start looking out and you see people all over the world that's just lost. And you know, people are hungry. When I went to Mayfield yesterday, and we had stopped on the way back at the restaurant. Of course, that's where you find us a lot of times, at restaurants. And we found a good little restaurant, so we stopped in and was eating. And I heard two men, and they were sitting over at the table, and they were talking about the Lord. They were quoting scriptures and talking about the Lord. So, you know, I can't stay out of them conversations. But I told him, I said, brother, you're talking my language now. You're talking about Jesus. And that's the only language that I know how to talk is Jesus. And anyway, they were both ministers. They were Southern Baptist ministers. And they were really happy when I started talking to them, and we sort of wound up in preaching a little bit to one another. We had everybody's attention. The lady that was the waitress there, she got in on the conversation. Of course, Sister Wilma got in on the conversation, and we just had a nice time with them. And when they started to leave, they asked if we could give them, if I would give them my name and address, my phone number. The man said, I want you to come and preach for me. I said, you're talking my language. Hallelujah. But you'll have to ask me. I'll never ask you. And he said, well, I'm asking you. I said, will you set a time and let me know? We'll sure try our best to be let God use us wherever we go. You know what? It's time we all listen to God. It's time that we heard what God had to say to the church. And you know, whenever sometimes God's speaking to the church, it may be through the ministry, or it may be through the teaching. But whenever the teaching is going on in the Bible class and the other classes are going on, remember somebody's speaking for Jesus. Brother Mitchell's speaking for Jesus, or whatever Sunday school teacher, or whatever, or may it be just a testimony or a song, but God speaks to people through them little things, and sometimes we overlook them little things, and they're so important that we don't. Well, I'll preach after a while, but anyway, it's good to be here. Mickey's supposed to be here in a few minutes, but after a while he said he'd be here tonight. So anyway, well, we're going to go on and take our prayer request, and I wonder who would have a prayer